Hello and welcome to a Everquest TLP leveling guide. This is going to cover the levels 50 to 60 in the Kunark era of a TLP. So this would be you've already hit classic, and now you the Kunark TLP stuff has unlocked. So let's go ahead and get started. So some assumptions. Obviously, it's a gold account because you cannot play on TLPs unless you have a gold account. You can use Chrono, but whatever. No twinking or power leveling. This is you've leveled to 50 already, and this character has what they have. You have access to maps. That may or may not be needed, but I'll talk about it as we go. You have all your spells that you can carry. This may or may not be important. A lot of the spells in Kunark are dropped from the 55 plus area, so you might not have all of those, but you might have some. Like the heals are given, the mezzes are given, and stuff like that. You can buy from the vendors. And the vendors for the spells are located in Verant and over there, depending on if you're good or evil. Make sure you have a guild. Join a guild. Find some friends. Doing this solo is not recommended. And grouping oriented, yeah, you want to group. Or that group is your box group, or it's real people. It doesn't matter. All these can be done with boxes or with real people. So keep that in mind, and always group. Always have a full group. All right, so a little comment on boxing. Most the TLPs are true box, meaning you have to have one computer per character. Most people boxing 2+ are not good at true box, and they shouldn't do it. It is 100% faster to level one character most of the time. And this comes from the fact that you're trying to join a group that's a pug and they have one spot. They don't have two spots most of the time, they have one spot. And you have to get into that one spot with your one character. Now, if you're boxing like 3 characters, you might be able to get one in and then get the other one in and then get the other one in over time, but in my experiences, people want real players. They don't want boxes. They'll accept out of group boxes, but that's a different story. And let's see here. That's good. So if you're boxing, you're going to want to create your own groups and invite people to join you. Like if you're doing a tank, a cleric, and you want more, you just bring your own DPS kind of thing. All right. Notes on some of the stuff. These are just things I put in all the slides. Snares mobs, makes them stop running. Druids, rangers, shadow knights, necros, bards, and wizards shrink. Only shamans can shrink in Kunark. Crowd control, enchanters and bard. Enchanter being better than bard in everything that is not moving fast. Resurrections. So clerics get 90% at 50-ish. I think it's like 44 or something like that. Paladins get something similar later on, but at 56, clerics get a 96% res, which is the best res in the game. And no one else gets to that point until way later on. Evac. This is getting out of a tricky situation. Druids and wizards provide that. Tanking, warrior, shadow knight, and paladin. Movement speed, druid, shaman, bard, ranger. Bard being the fastest movement speed in the game, and druid, shaman, ranger being a spirit wolf. In healing, clerics are the best healers. Druid and shaman fail far behind them, and then paladins can sometimes heal you if you're about to die. And rangers can try as much as they would like, but they will never be a healer. Yeah, clerics heal 1,000 times better in Kunark than any other class. All right, so from 50 to 55, you have these 3 options that are my opinion are the best, right? And this whole guide is my opinion, and it should be taken as an opinion. So upper sub, so this is anything from the entrance of Sibyllus all the way to the discos and to the ABC, I think that's what it's called, or the bugs in the crypt. These are all doable. Probably 40, honestly. You could probably come here at 40. I'll let you know when I get to my next stage, my 1 to 60 guide for probably Velios. But yeah, it's fairly easy. The frogs are easy. Nothing up here hits hard. I came here, I think, with a group of level 45s and had no problem at all. The only problem is I got multiple mobs so on pulls, and that's not really that big a deal. But it's pretty trivial, and it's a good spot. Experience is very slow. I would not consider this great experience, but it's more of a loot kind of, you want to get loot while you're farming kind of thing. Getting experience. Howling Stones. Now, I only list this once in this entire guide, and I'm going to leave it here. The key to get this on Yelinak is a pain in the, let's say, pretzels. And I must say that I don't even have my key. There's farmers farming the jade prod in Lake Omen constantly. I got kill stealed like 3 times just trying to get one for my warrior. And I've heard that there's lines in Kesora for the second part of the stone, for the key, and I haven't even bothered because I don't have the first part. But I like Howling Stones. If you recall, in some of my other videos, I went there with my other groups and I had a blast. It's all mostly undead. It's just a fun zone. Mobs don't have high hit points, and it's just great. It's just the key is a pain in the ass to get, and if you can get a key, then go to Howling Stones because you can get really good experience there and really good loot. Lots of good items there. Now, my favorite, now that I've done it, how many 60s do I have? Maybe 5 60s, maybe 6. I don't remember. On Yelinak, Charduck is the best. You can come here if fresh 50. I did over under from 50 to 59 in about 2 days, and I got 60 the next day in the crypt. It is by far the best experience, and depending on where you go camp, it is a very nice loot. The camp I did was over under, which is the overseer and the underboss, I think is the name. It's right next to the herbalist, and if you're fast enough, you can get all 3 camps. Usually when you're closer to 60, you can get all 3 of those camps, and you just pull in the loot. And there's a cloak that drops. It's like 75 hit points, 75 mana. It's really nice. Good alternative to the one you can get in Sibyl's crypt. Jeez. But it's a good spot. Charduck is by far the best. You can do the entrance as low as 40, and you can sit there. I know a bard that was AFK in a group, got to 60, just sitting AFK in a group playing songs, while the rest of the group did the entrance. So definitely a good spot, and it's probably the best. Once you get to 55 to 60, the entrance of Charduck gets slow, the top part of Sibyl's gets slow, and so you kind of want to go deeper right into the dungeons. And if you're in Sibyl's still, the jail, the king, and the jugs are the only camps that are worth going to. Jugs can be a pain, and if you don't have a call a hero, you have to like literally fight everything and go get the person. There's lots of money to be made at the king, because the king drops the fungi tunic, the pre-nerf fungi staff until Velios, and there's a robe that's okay for monks, but the big money is the staff and the fungi tunic. The jugs have tons of spells. They have a chance to drop a dagger. The value isn't that high anymore. And if you're just killing the normal shrooms down there, you get a chance at Cobalt Bracer and some other stuff. So it's definitely a high value camp. I wouldn't go without an enchanter. I wouldn't go without a cleric either, but that's me. So I play a warrior, and a shaman and a druid cannot heal me unless they use their entire mana bar. So that is kind of mandatory for me as a warrior. But yeah. The jail is the early part of the, like, right when you drop down and you're inside the bubble, right? That area there is called the jail. There's some frogs there, but nothing too much to write home about on those. Just higher level frogs. And I usually skip them, go straight to the king or the jugs if I have to do that area. And Charduk. Charduk. Go to Charduk, stay there till 60, then do something else, because Charduk is the best. It's harder, obviously, in some regards. Enchanter and cleric, definitely something I would always bring with this, and I box an enchanter and a cleric, so I had no problems with that with my warrior. Some of the notable camps for this level's range is the over-under, the herbalist, the kennels. There's a bank that I've never gotten to. I did the library once or twice. I did Coral Crust area once. You know, they're all good. There's lots of camps, lots of picks, lots of good places to go. You can start there at 50. If you have out of group characters, so say you have a group of 6 people and they are all boxing like something else, you definitely will not have any problems. That's how I was able to get from 50 to 60 in almost less than 3 days. So definitely the best spot is Charduk, and I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over. And so there's other spots, obviously, right? You could go to Burning Woods in solo. I wouldn't recommend it. You could go other places in solo. I don't recommend it. I recommend getting a group, however that is works for you, right? And just go to Charduk or something like that and just grind it out, because that is the best. That is the absolute best for this time period. So now you're 60, right? You've gotten 60. Now you can go to the crypt, the king, howling stones, and just farm. Now you don't care about experience, so going to the crypt is not a bad deal. Trying to get experience in the crypt is terrible. It's not a very good camp for experience, only loot. Same with the king. If you're only killing like the general shrooms that are related to the king, right? Those 3, the 2 on top next to the king placeholder plus the roamers and stuff like that. If you're not killing everything there, it's not worth it for experience. Howling Stone is great. Now you're 60, you could probably go get the key without much issue. You're gonna like the big issue on Yelinak is there's mages sitting at all these things. Just kill stealing everything, selling loot rates. And once you're 60, you can kind of negate some of that with the ability to out-damage them sometimes. You can also go to lower level dungeons like Guk and stuff just to farm items. Everything's easier now. You're 60, you probably have a little bit better gear, a little bit better weapons. You can start working on your epic. And pretty much you're done with experience on the TLP until Luckland, where you have to get AAs. I don't know the exact number of AAs that are available in Luckland, but it can't be too much. It's probably less than 200, maybe 300 at most. And then you're set until Plains Power when the level cap goes up to 65. And if you don't have a guild, join one. If you're looking for a guild, Classic Nostalgia, the guild I run, is recruiting. And you can send a tell to Damap, D-A-M-A-P, or Yurd, Y-U-R-D, or Fatal Wombat. All of those are, one of those is me, and then the other 2 are officers in the guild that will be able to handle your application and help you get to the right place and get into the guild if you're interested. We are recruiting at all levels, and we allow anybody 55 plus to raid with us and have fun. And we raid 3 times a week, so definitely a fun time to be had there. And we're on the Yelinak server. But yeah, so there's other places you can go, obviously. this is my opinion of the best places to go, which is Chardock, 100%. Going anywhere else, you're wasting your time. If you're trying to get experience, if you're trying to get loot, then go where you want the loot from, and that'll be the best. You'll still level, you'll just level slower. I preferred to get to 60 as soon as possible, because I started leveling other characters. I leveled my warrior, I leveled my enchanter, I leveled my shaman, I leveled my cleric. I kept leveling. I don't stop leveling. But here's my stuff. YouTube, I don't stream on Twitch anymore, only on YouTube. I have a Twitter I don't use. I have a Reddit I don't really post to anymore because it wouldn't show the thumbnails right. I have a personal Discord. If you want to join that, you can then get to my, there's a link to there to the Classic Nostalgia Discord. I originally had them as one, now I merged them off into separate ones. And Odyssey, I haven't even looked at that in a long time. But that is my opinionated guide on how to level from 50 to 60. If you have any questions or, you know, a spot I missed that might be nice, post in the comments and we can talk about it. But thank you very much for watching and have a fantastic day.